Since 2010, Boko Haram intensified their activities and attacked vulnerable targets in northeastern Nigeria, particularly in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe State. As a consequence, 184 million people are living in a volatile humanitarian crisis situation. In recent years, there has been an increase in refugee movements and internally displaced persons, IDPs. Consequently, over 1.2 million Nigerian children were being forced to leave their homes and separated from their families. To provide support to the inhabitants of this area, Plan International, with funding from BMZ, implemented the Restructuring Project for the improvement of basic and social services, as well as livelihoods of conflict-affected populations in Borno and Adamawa State in Nigeria, with an overall objective to improve the living conditions of the populations affected by the conflict in Adamawa and Borno State in Nigeria by securing their livelihoods and rebuilding basic social services. The project focuses on the reconstruction and provision of basic social services in the fields of protection, education, nutrition, combined with the sustainable enhancements of livelihood aimed at establishing a long-term sustainable effect in the lives of the beneficiaries.
The project officially commenced October 2018, and at that moment there was need for us to do community mobilization in all this community. First and foremost, the Plan International team went around all the 15 communities where we are working. We made contacts with local government chairmen, education secretaries, community leaders, religious leaders, women leaders, youth leaders. All these strategic stakeholders in the community were carried along to discuss in terms of the need and the readiness of Plan International to work together with them in partnership to meet the need of the populace.
Beneficiaries are learning new, relevant, and localized activities that further enhance their resilience to further help them increase their income and cover their basic needs with their own resources. This will improve and stabilize the situation of the households.
Bisa ga yadda muka samu saduwa da ku, koyarwar da kuke mana da yanayin mun zo nan, iri kayan wasan da kuke bamu yana jawo mana hankalinmu, ko zuciyarmu yana bashi a wani wuri mun dawo nan sai hankalinmu ya dawo. Muna ta wasa kamar mu ba manyan mutane ba, mu mayar da kanmu kamar yara. Wallahi mu ji daɗi yadda muka haɗu da ku sosai.
The infrastructure and capacities of the education sector are also being rebuilt and restored for children to benefit from high-quality primary education. Better access to good quality health facilities and food for pregnant and lactating women and children under the age of 5 are also being supported. In terms of protection, the project is helping to provide safe spaces in 3 locations that support access to psychosocial services, skill acquisition trainings, and health education sessions. A community-based protection mechanism in one of the locations is also being provided. This holistic program has so far trained 74 service providers and also provided access to school clubs and afternoon clubs for girls and boys affected by the conflict, peer-to-peer education, awareness raising on protection and sexual and reproductive health rights, and strengthening support networks.
Ran da an gudu hijira har an dawo gudu hijira ba aikin da nake yi ko mai dana ba abin da yake yi, tunda an zo an bude safe space a nan na zo na koya dinki hannu, na koya dinki boro.
Village Savings and Loan Association, VSLA, is a transparent, structured, and democratic variant of the informal savings group, Adashe, in which approximately 15 to 25 members jointly save and receive small loans from these savings. This approach has already been used in Nigeria, Benin, Burkina Faso, and Togo to improve maternal and child care, school enrollment and retention, as well as providing information and training. This approach to restoring the livelihoods of the beneficiaries of this project is to provide conditional cash payments to the most vulnerable, including job opportunities, income-generating measures. As a result, both the markets and economic security of the households are being sustainably strengthened.
Boko Haram come, they destroyed my shop, they make me nobody. I stayed home, I had no one to help me. They introduced me to Plan. The Plan started giving me 30,000 naira. Someone now say I should go and join the group. and I joined the group of Plan International, VSLA. VSLA, that's, they say, Village Service Plan Listing, and I learned how to serve money from there. And I now say, please, I want them to borrow me money. They now give me 100,000 naira, and I start this business with it. And I thank God today I can make it.
For conditional cash transfers, CCTs, 500 extremely vulnerable households were selected. The household consists of children under 5 years and safe space facilitators, SSFs, which are affected by moderate acute malnutrition. Using existing Plan International's approaches to cash payment procedures, a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, was established between a financial service provider and Plan International to pay beneficiaries 5,000 naira per month for a maximum of 10 months. For the Cash for Work program, 1,000 vulnerable households were identified and selected. These are households with no acute nutritional problems. The crisis in northeastern Nigeria has led to population displacement and resulted in neglected and inadequate infrastructure maintenance, such as roads, landfills, and sewers. Of the 1,000 selected vulnerable households, 1 member per household, especially adolescents and young women who are able to perform physical labor, are benefiting from the Cash for Work. Through Cash for Work measures, participants are improving their skills for the labor market, and community members will in future consider them the most appropriate and fastest available workforce to complete the upcoming work. In addition, they will also be able to rebuild their livelihoods. The participation for Cash for Work beneficiaries in the VSLA and the savings of the VSLA group meetings also allow for productive investment to maintain the livelihood after the completion of the project.
We have them being trained on entrepreneurship skills to empower them. Some of them who have little business were able to improve on their business through these asset transfers. As few of them were also able to go through back to their VSLA groups, take more loans, and improve their business capacity.
Plan International regards the use of cash transfers in this project to improve the living conditions through better access to basic goods, while at the same time providing greater sustainability for linking the cash programs to savings and credit programs. Moreover, it is easier to meet the different needs of the beneficiaries as non-earmarked cash payments are being granted. The Cash for Work component is also contributing in rehabilitating community structures. At the end of the project, 5,000 direct beneficiaries will benefit directly, while 30,000 will benefit indirectly from the project as they fall into 4 target groups, which include cash for training, cash for work, vouchers for education, and vouchers for wash. This program led efforts to improve the reschooling of 6,000 children and providing education vouchers. This has led to the construction and reconstruction of classrooms in 7 schools in different communities and the construction of separated latrine blocks and utilization.
The education project is one of the 4 thematic areas of the BMZ project, and the key deliverable areas are: we intend to enroll back, like I said, 6,000 beneficiaries of indigent students in the communities. I will achieve that by doing a back to learning campaign targeted at school resumption, because most time back to learning campaign is to sensitize the community about the importance of education.
Because of this insurgency, some of the parents were not even able to feed their children. They were not able to sponsor their children to go to school, to buy uniforms. So as a result of this, of the Plan International, we are now getting many enrollment in our schools.
To support community members, school clubs for girls and boys affected by the conflict were inaugurated in order to promote peer-to-peer education and sensitization of children and adolescents. This program has successfully trained teachers to provide support activities in schools and provided vouchers for menstrual hygiene sensitization to 1,500 girls and set up school-based management committees, SBMCs, in the schools.
Na 'yan Plan International su gani ina talla su suka kai ni makaranta. Sun bani takarda da pencil da biro da cleaner da sharpener. Sun bani a cikin dignity. Akwai always, akwai pants, akwai soso, akwai sabulu, akwai delto, akwai always, akwai silpas, akwai soson wanka. Ina jin daɗi jikina da kuma na iya karatu, na iya rubuta sunana, dama ban iya rubuta sunana ba.
To support the affected inhabitants of these communities, this program spearheaded the following initiatives: the implementation of mid-upper arm circumference MUAC screenings for children under 5 years and lactating mothers, and referral of severe acute malnutrition SAM, SAM, and MAM to appropriate centers for further medical care. The implementation of a 6-day basic training and a 2-day refresher course for 25 healthcare workers on acute malnutrition and psychosocial support. The implementation of a 5-day basic training and a 3-day refresher course about IYCF and early child development, ECD, for health professionals, 20 medical staff, and health assistants. The rehabilitation of water pumps in 2 particularly remote conflict-affected health facilities, which provide basic medical care and provision of medical kits. The training of 1,500 volunteer lead mothers, VLMs, and creation of 125 care groups, CGs, dealing with IYCF issues. The execution of care group meetings under the control of care group promoters, cooking seminars, and father-to-father support groups.
They keep saying they are very happy that we came into the community and they've seen changes, especially in the children, some of the volunteer lead mothers that gave birth during our program. They saw the difference between the children they have given birth to in the program and the children they have before the program came into Michika. There's a lot of difference. They don't purge as much as they used to. They don't have to visit health facility as frequent as they used to. And now they know that when a child's stomach is a bit big or the child is slimming down, they know that they can go to health facility and they can access care.
The Restructuring Project is more than just a development project for Borno and Adamawa states in Nigeria. It is a life-changing endeavor that seeks to improve the well-being of hundreds of thousands of beneficiaries across all ages through integrated and multi-sector interventions focused at addressing the root causes of Nigeria's development and security challenges.